Hello, Patch of Land is excited to introduce you to our newest feature of our new auto investing platform. We've launched AutoInvest to provide a more efficient way to invest on our platform, making sure you get a position in each deal that matches criteria you select. This video will cover the feature and how you enable it for your account. The AutoInvest section can be found within your account dashboard in a new tab. Let's go there now. Here we have the main page, which shows the investing entities within my account and gives me the ability to add new ones as well. We'll get started by using my personal entity, which I've invested with in the past and is already verified and accredited. Clicking the Setup button next to the entity brings us to the main setup page. We've designed this page to flow naturally based on how investors think about their investment thresholds and criteria. In the top section, investment amounts and a monthly limit are configured. Exclusively with AutoInvest, we've lowered the minimum investment amount from $5,000 to $2,500 per loan. I'll change my investment amount to up to $3,000 per loan. We also allow you to set a monthly limit for AutoInvest. This limit is per entity and ensures you retain control over how much you're willing to invest with us each month. I'll set mine to $25,000. As AutoInvest places orders for you, they count towards this limit. Once the limit is reached, AutoInvest will automatically stop placing orders for the entity until the limit resets on the first day of the following month. You can also revisit this page at any point in the month and raise the limit if you wish to invest more. The new limit will go into effect immediately and resets back to zero at the first of the following month. This section also has us select which bank account to ACH debit funds from in order to fulfill investment principle. I'll leave my existing bank account selected, but I can also add a new one here. Moving on to the parameters below, we've supplied investors with a great collection of criteria in which to select from. If an opportunity launched on our platform does not meet all of your set parameters on this page, you won't be invested in that opportunity. I'll configure my parameters to invest in anything with an APR greater than 9% and a term of 6 months to 2 years. I also only want to invest in residential opportunities, so I'll deselect commercial investment types. For LTV, I'll take anything under 75%, and the same for ARV. Note that, as explained in the controls here, LTV is only evaluated for opportunities without rehab components to the project, and ARV is only evaluated for projects where rehab is a component of the underlying project. If you need more information about any of the criteria on this page, we've provided a brief tooltip in the top right of each control here. Mouse over it to read more about how each item is formulated or used. You've probably noticed by now that whenever I change something in my financial settings or parameters, the right side of my screen is updating. We provide a live preview of how your settings will work on the platform, so you know what to expect when you enable AutoInvest or adjust your preferences. We cover both past loans and opportunities open for investment right now. This preview section gives you information about expected returns and the average LTV, loan amount, yield, and loan term given your criteria. As I adjust my settings, I can see an updated preview within a couple of seconds. For demonstration purposes, I'll raise my minimum APR to 11% so we can see the preview refresh. The next step is to review the investor agreement and PPM. This agreement is similar to the electronic agreement, which must be signed during a manual investment. Here you only need to agree to as you enable or adjust your AutoInvest settings. Now I'll save my settings and enable AutoInvest. At this point I'm given a couple of options. The first asks if I'd like for Patch of Land to first use existing credit stored in my account before pulling funds from my bank account. I like to keep my funds working for me when I get distributions, so I'll say yes. A note here. If you use our auto withdrawal feature whereby whenever you receive a distribution of principal or interest, those funds will still automatically withdraw to your chosen bank accounts and will not be used by AutoInvest. Lastly, since this entity is already accredited and there are open opportunities that match my criteria, AutoInvest gives me the option of investing in those deals now. I can choose not to invest in any of these opportunities and just enable AutoInvest for the future or invest in those deals now. I'll choose to invest in these opportunities now to start taking advantage of AutoInvest right away. Now I get a couple of messages about AutoInvest being enabled and my orders being placed. Now I'm going to head back to the main AutoInvest page and we can see from some new information that my personal investing entity is now enabled, and I can see a review of the criteria I selected and what's been invested so far. I can go back into the setup screen to adjust preferences at any time, and I can also pause AutoInvest for the entity. Pausing AutoInvest ensures no investments are made automatically until you click on the Resume button here, which I'll do now. From this page, I can also see a full history of what's happened in my account when it comes to AutoInvest by clicking the Show Invest History button. Here, you'll see a log of what was enabled, paused or resumed, settings changed, orders placed by AutoInvest, and more. Clicking back, I want to explain setting up a new entity briefly, and then move on to a few ending notes. I can add a new entity here by clicking on the Add button and providing a little information. This is the same process as if you were investing manually for the first time with a new entity. I'll quickly add a bank account and configure my settings, then enable AutoInvest. I'm given the same option to choose to invest existing funds before pulling from my bank account. AutoInvest for the entity is put on hold until ID and accreditation status are verified. After this, I'm redirected to a page to verify the new entity status as an accredited investor. I'll skip back to our main page to show you what that entity looks like. As you can see, it's on hold. We're able to edit our settings at any time, but need to complete the accreditation process to start using the entity. Once our accreditation status is approved, AutoInvest will be automatically unheld and opportunities will begin to be evaluated for you. Lastly, I want to show you where to view your AutoInvest orders and, if necessary, how to cancel them. If we move to the My Investments tab, I can see that my AutoInvest investments are displayed here right alongside manual investments. Investments with AutoInvest orders are flagged with a lightning bolt icon. To view more, I have to click through onto an orders detail page. Here I can see this order was placed with AutoInvest, and since I'm within the 24-hour window of order placement, I'm able to cancel the investment. We understand that even though opportunities may match your criteria, there may be cases where individual investments placed automatically might not jive with your preferences. That's no problem. Canceling here will ensure funds are not pulled from your bank account and you will no longer be placed in the investment. If orders placed on your behalf using AutoInvest often don't meet your needs given additional review later on, we suggest updating your parameters, as canceling is subject to fair use terms, and investors who abuse the feature may be excluded from AutoInvest in the future. I'll head back to my AutoInvest tab where I can see once again the activity that's taken place. Also note that most actions taken in AutoInvest will result in an email notification. That includes any time AutoInvest orders on your behalf, when settings are changed or you pause or resume AutoInvest. That's it for this overview of our newest feature. If you have any questions or feedback, please feel free to email us at investors@patchofland.com or call us at 888-959-1465.